Black Ops 6 perk system is pretty unique compared to previous games. I've personally been enjoying experimenting with all the different options. Now, Treyarch recently nerfed the recon bonus, and they made it clear they're thinking about other nerfs for the near future. But in the meantime, what perks should you be running? This has been a much requested topic in today's video. We're going to cover it. Welcome to the channel, everybody. Jimmy or Chaos. Today, we're going to go over what I think are the 10 best perks in Black Ops 6 right now. Obviously, this is subject to change as these patches come out. So you let me know what you think the best perks are in Black Ops 6. Drop a like. Make sure you're subscribed at number 10. Let's just go gung-ho. It's a red perk. It's appeared in a ton of recent Call of Duty games. It's become a staple of the series for more aggressive players. Since Black Ops 6 is such a fast-paced game with so much movement and very, very little downtime, you kind of need something like gung-ho on your class if you plan on running around with an SMG or a close-range assault rifle. By default, reloading your gun or using equipment while sprinting will slow down you. It'll slow you down a bit from your max speed, but gung-ho basically removes that speed nerf so you can stay on the run. And you can also be prepared for your next fight. It's a really good perk to have on your more aggressive class setups. And since a lot of the reload animations are on the longer side in Black Ops 6, you definitely feel the difference when you're using gung-ho. At number 9, good old Scavenger. Now, it's not as powerful as it once was, because it seems like players drop resupply packs at a lower rate than they used to, but it is still an essential perk for people that are trying to go on those longer streaks. It's also worth noting that assault packs have somewhat replaced Scavenger for some people's playstyles, but at the end of the day, you can't always rely on your teammates to be running assault packs in every match. And even if they are running assault packs, there's no guarantee you'll get them or get to use them before they get blown up. Running Scavenger basically guarantees you'll never run out of ammo, and if you go on those long streaks or you shoot down enemy UAVs with a launcher, it's absolutely essential. It's a high tier perk in Black Ops 6, just like it is in every other Call of Duty game. At number 8, Quartermaster. If you're someone who runs stim shots as your tactical equipment, you're probably also running Quartermaster. It's a green perk. It recharges your equipment over time, both lethal and tactical. So if you're someone expecting to go on that longer streak, it's going to be super valuable since it means you don't have to rely on teammates throwing down assault packs for you to replenish your supplies. Being able to push into a fight and use stim shots to your advantage without worrying about losing them from that spawn in a massive it's a plus. It's a huge plus to the long kill streak playstyle. Even if you're not planning on going on super long streaks, Quartermaster is a good way to be confident that you'll always have your equipment at your disposal, no matter how hard you spam it out. The recharge time is a little slower than it's been in recent COD games, but it's still powerful if you know how to use it. Definitely one of the best perks in the game right now. At number 7, the infamous Ghosts. You might be shocked to see me put Ghost so low on the list with how common UAVs are in the game right now, but I have a reason. Hear me out. Ghost is a blue perk. Keeps you off enemy radar sweeps while moving, planting, defusing bombs, controlling score streaks. It will also keep you from showing up on enemy proximity alarms. Very strong perk on paper. But there's a couple reasons why I put it down at number 7 instead of in the top 5 like you would probably think. First of all, not many people are actually running proximity alarms right now, so that part of the perk isn't all that helpful. But second of all, more importantly, people are getting really good at shooting down enemy UAVs. UAV spam is definitely getting pretty nuts right now in Black Ops 6. So is launcher spam and SAM turret spam. So I'm sure you all know the annoying feeling of calling in a UAV and immediately getting destroyed, and then you work your butt off for another UAV, and then that one gets destroyed. I have a feeling that Treyarch is going to be making some adjustments in the near future to give those UAVs a little more longevity. But as of right now, people are generally really good at countering enemy recon. So Ghost just isn't that valuable. That said, it's a strong perk. So I put it in the top 10 just knowing that Treyarch, if they do something about UAV counters, perhaps by making SAM turrets a bit slower to lock on or by giving the UAVs a bit more health, Ghost could easily zip to the top 5. At number 6, we have Dispatcher. It's already been nerfed once. I have a feeling it's going to get nerfed again, but it's still super powerful, especially if you're someone who likes running UAVs and SAM turrets, which we just talked about. Dispatcher is a green perk. Reduces the cost of your non-lethal score streaks, and if you're an OBJ player, it basically guarantees you get your streaks every single spawn. UAVs, scout pulses, counter UAVs, SAM turrets. They're some of the most helpful streaks in the game right now, and they all got a buff from this perk. Plus, the care package is currently classified as a non-lethal streak as well, despite the fact that the odds of getting AGRs, helicopter sentries are high. So if you're someone who plays game modes like Dom and Hardpoint like me, the Dispatcher perk stacks super hard with the OBJ bonuses, like flag captures, attacker kills, more or less guarantees that you can earn things like SAM turrets and UAVs one right after another. Treyarch already reduced the amount of score that Dispatcher decreases streak cost, but it's so powerful even after the nerf, it's kind of nuts for OBJ players. So get your money's worth before they inevitably nerf it again. Now we arrive at the top 5. Guardian. Now this is a perk I don't see many people running right now, but I would recommend throwing it in your loadout because of how much it can save you if you're an objective player. It's another green perk. It gives you faster healing. I mean, if you're capturing or holding objectives, meaning if you're in a domination zone or a hardpoint hill, it makes you a lot more of a tank. You combo Guardian with Flak Jacket, which we'll talk about later. You can basically be indestructible while holding an objective because you're effectively having a constant stim shot effect applied to you as long as you're around the objective. Guardian also lets you revive down teammates faster, which is extremely helpful in the kill order game mode since you can just keep picking the HVT back up and over again without putting yourself in harm's way. Frankly, I think Guardian's one of the most underrated perks in the game right now. Give it a shot. If you've been overlooking it, try it out. If you're an OBJ player and you dive on domination flags, you should be running this perk. At number 4, we have Flak Jacket. Explosives are really strong this year for some reason. Basically made Flak Jacket a crutch perk. There hasn't been much testing done yet, at least at the time I'm making the video, but Flak Jacket seems to give you roughly 50% damage resistance to explosives and fire, which makes you really hard to kill with equipment. Also makes you a lot better at capturing and holding down objectives since you can't be flushed out with grenades. Now, it's not that Flak Jacket is that powerful, it's also the explosives are super strong by default, so that makes Flak Jacket even more of a necessary counter. You can instantly be killed by a grenade in this game. Yeah, I mean, if you barely are in the blast radius, but if you flow on Flak Jacket, you can tank 2 to 3 explosions before you're taken out, even more if you're running stim shots. It's another perk I have a feeling is going to get nerfed in the near future, but as of the first couple weeks, it's definitely one of the best perks in the game. I can't even count the number of times this perk has saved my life while I'm capping Dom flags. At number 3 today is Tac Mask. Now, with how many people are running that stupid wild card that gives them 3 flashbangs or 3 concussion grenades, I'm not raising my hand, you probably realized how powerful Tac Mask is. Treyarch has already nerfed the flashbangs once. There may or may not be a second nerf inbound, but even if they nerf flashes again, Tac Mask keeps you from getting disturbed by concussion grenades and neurogas, both of which are super annoying and easy to spam. It's a very late unlock this year, which is a little strange in terms of progression, but it's a very powerful perk. And since it's in the same category as Flak Jacket, you're probably going to have to sit down with yourself and have a chat and really think about which of the two you're going to take. Do you want to protect yourself from grenade spam or from flashbang spam? I'm sure you'll tell me your preference in the comments. Personally, I'm more of a Flak Jacket guy, but when it comes to which perk you'll get the most mileage out of, I think Tac Mask may have the slight edge. At number 2, Ninja. Footstep audio is obvious this year, but it's not super loud like in Modern Warfare 2019 and 2, so that's a good change of pace. But naturally, if you're someone who likes to play super aggressive and get up in the enemy team's business, you're going to want to be running Ninja on basically all your classes. Blue perk this year greatly reduces the volume of your footsteps while you move or sprint. Now, on the larger maps, this isn't the most important thing in the world, but on the smaller maps, and especially maps with building interiors like Payback and Nuketown, Ninja can be what decides whether or not your flank was successful. It's not as effective as Dead Silence, since you still make some noise while moving, but it's a lot quieter than the default movement sound volume, and with how loud everything can get, it's usually enough to keep you safe while you're running around. And at number 1 today, the best perk in Black Ops 6, in my opinion, is Bankroll. Red perk, insanely strong, especially if you combo it with Dispatcher. Simply gives you 150 points towards your score streaks every time you spawn in, which can make it a lot easier to get cheaper streaks consistently. Scout pulses, RC cars, SAM turrets. To put Bankroll into perspective, an RC car in the game costs 450 points. If you're running Bankroll, you only have to earn 300 of those points to get it, which means you only have to get 3 kills for an RC car instead of 4 or 5. And like I said, it stacks with Dispatcher. So you're running cheap non-lethal streaks like UAVs and SAM turrets, you can earn them with 2 to 3 kills or possibly even less if you're grabbing objectives or getting UAV assists. Bankroll and Dispatcher are insane. But Bankroll gets a slightly higher spot on the list since it's a universal 150 bonus points towards all of your streaks instead of just being towards the non-lethal ones like Dispatcher is. There you go. Let me know one perk we didn't give any love that we should have, and I'll see you soon.